Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. We are back in FortressCraft Evolved. In between episodes, I've done quite a bit, but nothing too visual. I'll give you an update. Let's take a look. Nothing up on the surface, haven't really changed too much up here. I did a little bit over by the, by our hive mind farm, but we'll go over there in a second. Down here, nothing really on this floor. I did expand, push out some of the auto excavators and things, but not really a whole lot of work going on down here. On this floor, second floor down, I've done a bunch of research. In fact, I've got more research going on, so I'm just trying to chew through the tech tree as I do digging and other kind of stuff that's not so great for watching on video. This, you may recall, is kind of our semi-manual experimental pod factory, and so I've tweaked this out a little bit more so we can store a bunch of bars, bunch of ingots of any given type on both sides. One side will produce plates, the other side will produce the PCBs. Those two things down here get combined into experimental pods, and I've just been running kind of batches of these. Right now it looks like I'm running a batch of lithium ones, so we're getting the charged experimental pods, and I'm just storing them in this stack of chests over here and just kind of refilling my supply. Oh, it looks like it all got reorganized, which happens mysteriously sometimes. I'm not sure why. I can reorganize this off camera, I suppose, but just trying to get at least a row of each kind of experimental pod, just kind of shoring up our supplies there and doing it in batches. I'm still manually creating gold foil in this little row of machines here and just kind of feeding in supply. Eventually I want to get this automated. It's just not at the top of the priority list right now. I feed in roughly 300 at a time and we get gold foil. Same thing here for the titanium housings. I got some titanium on me. I'll just plug in some there. Copper wire I've got kind of going manually still, and I've got Servo Motors over here. These are really easy. I've got a ton of these. Probably don't need them. Let's see. There is a new factory building straight away. Let's go check that out. This is kind of cool, actually. In here, we are taking, looks like charged lithium coils. And we're taking, what are these guys? Does it say iron bars? Making gears out of some of the iron bars and turning this all into first we start out by creating steel cutter heads out of that, and then those steel cutter heads are charged up here with these plasma head chargers. It takes a while, and out the back comes plasma cutter heads. These things have a durability of 2000, whereas the default cutter head just lasts forever. Durability of 2000, but they give you 100% efficiency, meaning we get all of the ore we can out of a deposit. The default cutter head to compare against this one is 10%. So these cutter heads, if you install them in your miners, give you 10 times more ore, and they actually produce ore faster than the default cutter heads, the ones you don't even have to install. And then the steel ones back here, these guys have a much higher durability, but I think they are like only 20%. So maybe they're twice as productive as the default, not using a cutter head. But these guys are 10 times. So I'm just got these churning out here. These storage containers are empty right now because I've just distributed a bunch of these down at our titanium mines. I think titanium, nickel, gold, and lithium. I've dropped some of these cutter heads off. I gotta find a way to automate bringing them down to the mining sites. But again, there's just so much to do. That'll have to come later. Let's see. So we've got cutter heads being generated, and I'm using those, and those should make it so we don't have to move our underground mines around so much, or move, target new deposits and things to make the existing deposits last a lot longer. I'm not using cutter heads on the coal. A lot of these deposits I just want to get out of the way, so not looking to extend those. What else do we have going on? Way down here, I don't even know if we need to walk down here, to tell you the truth, but I've got us up to, I think, 3 gold mines active. And I think at least 2 out of the 3 have the enhanced cutter heads going on them. So they should last a lot longer. We got a bunch of coal here we got to clear out at some point. And 3 nickel mines. So those are way down at the 400 level. In fact, the gold, I think we just passed. Gold mines, let's see how many we've got that are active. We have to go down the floor actually to see that. Let's bounce down the floor. Boom. This is level 30. We're bringing all the ore up. Yeah, so here's our 3 gold mines. We've got those on levels 310, 320, and 330. Like I said, I think I have these being fed right with the enhanced cutting heads. So if I look up, there's our gold line belt. Not really saturated, is it? So I may have to look at that and see. Well, it gets saturated by the time you get to the 3rd gold mine here. I guess that belt does get pretty saturated. So we're doing good on gold. Down here is nickel. That's the 3rd belt here on the ceiling. That guy's saturated. I think the middle is... What is the middle? The middle would be... We have to go down further to even see. I think that might be platinum. I may need to do some work on our platinum. Yeah, that's this line. I think I've... Let's see. Ooh, there's everything. I'm sorry, not platinum, titanium. Let's pop a chest down here. I missed it. This is meant to be everything but platinum, but it looks like... Or titanium, sorry, but one got through. Let's take a look at this mine real quick. Okay, it is loading. If you look at the bottom left, you can see the cargo is increasing. So I may only have 1 titanium mine going. Yeah, it looks like it. So we're going to have to shore up titanium at some point. That's something I might do between episodes. Not super fun to watch, I don't think. But then I've got 3, I believe 3 active nickel mines here. These are heavily using the enhanced cutter heads. So we shouldn't have to mess with these too much. Yeah, these are all producing nickel. And as we saw before, that belt, by the time you get past the 3rd one, it's pretty... Actually, it's not fully saturated. So we've got more to beef up, but we're getting a pretty good supply. I'm not too worried about it. And that's it there. Let's go take a quick look over at the our hive mind farm. We put that up many episodes ago. We've kind of left it fairly anemic, but now is the time to beef that up. And I've given some thought between episodes on how we might do that, how we want to do that. The big challenge we're having right now is our CPH keeps getting destroyed. It kind of runs on a cycle, right? So as soon as it gets destroyed and has to reboot, then I think the game kind of backs off the attacks a little bit, makes them a little weaker for a while, and slowly ramps them back up. And so when they ramp up to a certain point, we just get destroyed. And my hunch is that throwing down more kind of electric-based defenses, you know, like laser turrets, is just like a losing battle, because we chew up more power, that increases our threat rating, we get stronger attacks, and we're not able to fight them off. So we want to get missiles going. And let's see if we... let's see if we can come up top. Yeah, see, these guys are probably going to take us out. These guys are just monsters. I can't fight these. I can't really fight these guys off when there's this many. There's just no way. These big giant guys. So we're going to lose. We're probably going to lose. My little pea shooter here is not going to do much good. 10 damage per shot. We need to get missile turrets going. And I think those are a little more... effective with the power usage and the threat rating. Yeah, see, there's our CPH. It's going down. You can look at the top of the screen. Top left. We're gonna get destroyed again. So this has been going on a cycle. Yeah, they just took us out yet again. And I think our only way out of this, or the quickest way out of this, is getting the missiles automated. What we need for that, let's see. Can we see what this guy wants? Oops. I kind of looked at the wiki and have a feel for what we need. Let's see. Can I show you in here easily or not? I probably can't. Let's see. Let's see. Defenses. Missile turret Mark 1. That's what it takes to make it. Ammunition manufactured. Okay. Has a minimum range of 64 meters. Needs missiles crafted for it. We looked at some of this. Did we figure it out? Let's put a hopper down, just see if it changes the message. Okay, yeah, so here's our missile assembler. This guy wants 1 copper pipe and 1 gold wire just to build missiles. I think this is, yeah, empty missiles. So we need to automate copper pipes, gold wires, and the creation of these empty missiles. Once we have the empty missiles, we fill them. That's the turret. We need to fill the missiles with a different machine. That is, let's see if we can find that here. There's the assembler, missile fueler right here. Can we buy one? Yeah, sure. Take it. Let's put this down and see what it says. Kind of know, but I want to show what this is all about. Where can I put this? About here. Let's just plop this down. Actually, right next to that.
Base destroyed.
Okay, yeah, they're just telling us our CPH is destroyed, of course. Okay, it says here we need 1 high energy composite fuel and 1 empty missile. We just saw how to make the empty missiles. The high energy composite fuel. Do I have that set up yet? I don't think I do. That's going to take refined liquid resin. And that's why we're going to go work on the hive mind and our little hive mind farm so we can get the refined liquid resin. And it takes an empty fuel canister. Let's see where that is. Where is... That's a different machine. We want to make... Where are you? The fueler. Looking for the recipe for the fuel itself. The fuel canister. I know what it is. It takes an empty fuel canister and refined liquid resin. Where is that? Where is that? Fuel canister crafter. We need this. I've got some of these already set up. We'll go look at them. This is just real basic. It takes... Does it say? I think it just takes iron. Like literally like iron ingots, and it spits out empty fuel canisters. Where is the fuel? Refinery Controller? Process biomass. I don't think that's it. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Might be going right by it. Oh, it could be under power. No. I'll have to find that. Hold on 1 second. Let me just go check the wiki real quick. All right, it actually is the Refinery Controller. So let's see where that guy was. We just saw it. That in here. This guy. I need an advanced machine block. Oh, man. Can I craft that? Not without this guy. Advanced machine block. Low-grade steel bars. 32 of them. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We're going to have to work a bit before we can get to that. But one thing we know we're going to need a ton of is refined liquid resin. And it's going to take a lot of energy. We're going to have to generate a lot of electricity to fuel this farm here. So it's been a while since we've been out here. I haven't done much to it. I've done a little bit on the far side. Let's go check that out. So over here, what do we got going on? Inside this wall, this thing, I believe, is just packed. Absolutely. That blinking light coming from. We've got a wreck site over there. I'll have to get that later. But behind this wall, it is just loaded with hard resin. I believe kind of floor to ceiling, almost just full of resin. Hard resin to mine or farm. So what I've got going on here is I brought a belt of our infused coal in just for fuel this operation. So we got a belt of infused coal coming in, and I am running behind this motor here. Whoops, behind this pyrothermic generator, I should say. Can I get up there? Right behind this one is a laser ablator. Right behind this storage chest is another pyrothermic generator. Behind this pyrothermic generator is a resin liquefier. Behind this storage container is another pyrothermic generator. And behind this pyrothermic generator is another ablator. So we've got 2 ablators and 1 liquefier. And those 3 machines are being powered by 5 pyrothermic generators. And those are being powered off this supply of infused coal. The resin comes out down the bottom, right underneath that liquefier, which is right behind this pyrothermic generator. Underneath it, there is a storage bin. You can kind of see it right down there in front of that belt. That's dumping out our liquefied resin. And now we need to refine it. And so I decided to go kind of... Oh, there's 2 wreck sites now. Decided to go kind of open air to conserve some of our infused coal and instead leverage solar panels for power. So inside of these 4 solar panels, right in the center, is our Resin Refiner. Takes a bunch of power. We've got 4 solar panels, and then I have to leave this one side open so we can dump out the finished product. Not sure why I used a regular storage hopper there. That could have been... Yeah, that could have been a logistics hopper. Anyway, I've got a full one there. And so the liquefied resin comes out, goes through this logistics hopper, feeds in here, it gets turned into refined resin. Refined resin dumps out on this belt. Temporarily, it kind of goes out this way. Way back into our fortress, and eventually makes its way to a big storage array down at level -40, where all our other stuff is being stored. But you can see this belt's not saturated. This belt's not saturated. In fact, there's hardly anything, right, coming out. So we're going to need to add a lot more ablators and liquefiers and refiners. I kind of put some placeholders here for how I kind of envisioned this shaking out. Maybe we'll put 2 more banks of those things here and then go up a few, I don't know, some number of levels and do it again, right? Kind of same thing. I don't know how far up to go, but we can play with it and see, but maybe have another bank up here somewhere. Oops, I think I got that one off by 1. Let's see. Nope, that guy's not there. So we have, what, 3 on this side, and do I have 3 on this side? Yeah, I tried to get some decent spacing. But again, we'll scaffold up there and add more refiners, ablators, all that kind of stuff. What we need to do, the way this whole farm works, if you remember... is we've got a hive mind agitator that we're powering. It's right down here. We're sending power into this agitator. That is prompting the hive mind to grow and spawn more hard resin, right? That's the stuff that we're farming. Get back up. And then we've got kind of a safety valve up top. Let's go up and I'll show you my little elevator here. Boom. Here's our safety valve. That power that is feeding the agitator way down below that we just came from, it's the same power going through all these laser transmitters. And they're kind of putting like a Mission Impossible style detector screen here, where if this resin creeps out too far, eventually it's going to cross one of these wires, shut off the power to the agitator, and then our ablaters and refiners and all that kind of stuff, the harvesting machines, can kind of catch up and pull back some of this resin so it doesn't, you know, eventually reach our base and enclose us. So that's kind of the control method. There's a couple things we need to do. One is, once we start adding a bunch of harvesting machines to this structure, this little bit of power, like these are level 1 laser transmitters, that's probably not enough power to feed the agitator to keep enough of this hard resin generating for us. We're going to want a lot. So all of these laser transmitters are going to need to be upgraded, probably beyond what I have on me. I've got level, what, I've got Mark 1s. These are basics. I think we have the ability to make Mark 3s. I'm going to turn off the ambient music here just by hitting Control M. So we're going to have to upgrade these lasers, and then we're going to have to upgrade the power generation that's feeding these. I think I've just got one pyrothermic generator on this roof here doing this. But one thing we're going to want to do when we ramp up production, when we throw more power at that ablator, we're going to want to have, when we throw more power at the agitator that's going to prompt the hive mind to grow, we really want aggressive harvesting on this tunnel here so that the resin doesn't come out and shut the whole operation down too often. We want this thing just humming 24/7 and hopefully never reaching these lasers and shutting off the agitator. We want that thing going full on. So one way to ensure that is to set up a bunch of harvesting over here on either side of this tunnel. We'll have to put some scaffolding out here. I don't have anything really. We can make it work. But that's what I want to get started on. Let's just get on it. I've got some equipment down. Can I see it? There's a storage container somewhere down there with some equipment. There it is. Let's take that. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get some of this done. I know that this needs to come off. Let's just start tearing this up, because I want it to be a little different structure than it is now. So let's rip this out. And we're going to have to be careful to fill in these machines as soon as we tear them out so that the resin doesn't come spilling out of here. But let's make some room for ourselves. I should probably increase the scaffolding here. It looks like I've kind of set myself up for headaches the way I've got this set up. But we'll get it working. We just get a little more room to walk so I don't kill myself here. Okay, now we need to take these machines out and quickly replace them with just blocks. We're going to do this a little different. And, excuse me, and I put some markers here too. We don't have as much room to work with here, but we could even put ablaters on this wall, potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, Might be a little too tight. We can put it on the sides. All right, let's, what do we got here? This is all about bringing the resin back down, is what this belt is. That, we may change the location of that belt. We'll see. We'll see. But what we want to do here, I think we went one up from the ground. And we start with the ablator, which kind of softens the resin. See if I've got that on my hotbar at the ready. There's the ablator. So boom, ablator. And boom, ablator here. In the middle, we have the liquefier. Boom. Next to each of those, we're putting pyrothermic generators. Whoops. In there and in there. Whoops. There we go. Then under the liquefier, we have a storage hopper. It can be... It doesn't really matter. Let's just use a regular storage hopper. Gives us a little bit of buffer. And then now we need to power things. So we're going to go storage hopper to feed that pyrothermic generator. Another one there. And then I want more pyrothermic generators. Find those on my hotbar. I know I just scrolled by them. You, and you. That gets us a total of 5 pyrothermic generators. Then I'm going to push out a little bit further. I don't need this part. I probably don't need to do, but just to get a little room to pipe in the infused coal. So let's put, you know what we could do? I wonder if a turntable. I'm going to put turntable there for now. Oh, a turntable next to a hopper is a bad idea. Let's, oh man. That's going to happen a lot while I work in this area. Just know it. Just know it. Just know it. All right, how much damage did we take? Ouch, man, half. We'll heal up. Let's jump on up here again. Okay. Try and be a little more careful. I'm not good at. Maybe close up some of these gaps a little bit. Stack the odds in my favor a tad, a hair. Okay, I want a belt here. Boom. Right. And then I've got infused coal kind of going up the side here. That is powering the thread agitator and basically these lasers here. That could go up anywhere. We could leverage that. I'm kind of thinking we're going to switch over to solar up top. I can show you what that looks like up there since we're talking about it. Just take a second. Let's go up. Just catch a quick peek. So up top, I've just got a belt that snakes around, and it's literally feeding a pyrothermic generator that's feeding a laser transmitter, and that's really all there is to it up here. No reason I can't switch that to solar. It saves us a little bit of coal. We're going to be using a lot of infused coal over here. So that belt I don't see as critical. In fact, we could... I know this is going to change, so we probably don't need to waste time doing this, but let's just do it. Let's take this out. And I've got a solar panel on me. Got 24 of them, actually. We'll pop one there. We could pop 2 down. Eventually, we're going to need more than that, even. But this whole infused coal line coming up to the roof here, I don't think we need. I'm not anticipating doing any ablating from up top. I mean, I guess I could... You know, we could use this space for something. But for now, let's just kind of clean things up a bit. And no, we're not going to need this up here. We're set to always daylight too, so I imagine these solar panels are going to keep kicking. 24/7 unless I'm missing something. All right, let's hop back up. Eventually, it'd be nice if I set up some stairs or something here. Hopefully we're not going to be coming up top very often. Okay, so we cleaned up that side a little bit. We need to feed coal into this operation that we've got set up here. Boom. And let's do it. Yes, we'll stick with this supply for now. Could change. We might refine things. Just get this belted in. Okay. And then this was our path to get refined liquid resin out. Curious if there is a better path for that. Let's go down a little bit and just see what that belt is doing. It's coming down this way. We could do something better than that, couldn't we? Let's see. We get two options, and it's mostly aesthetic, right? So here we could bring the liquid resin down this side. And we could come straight over this way. I'm not even sure what this belt is. Oh, this is the old liquid resin belt. We could come over this way and then jump down and hook up with this belt there, which goes all the way down. Or we could channel all of the liquid resin kind of down this side somewhere. Maybe this streak is going to be kind of empty. Down and into this thing. Into this belt. I'm just thinking where we want to route that. How we want to get the liquid resin out. Let's see. The other thing to keep in mind, this whole area, I've kind of cleared it out to be flat. But this is going to be our huge open air refining area. Once we are mining a bunch of liquid resin, there's going to be a lot of refining that needs to get done. And again, this takes a ton of power and a fair amount of time. You can't tell now just because we're just producing so little resin. But once we have a bunch of ablaters and stuff, I envision we're going to have kind of a liquid resin refining farm out here in the sun where we can take advantage of the solar. But once it's refined, what do we want to do with it? Oh, yeah. So we got a couple things to think about. Sorry, I know I'm jumping around. The resin that we're producing, the liquid resin, way up top, over there at the tunnel, that needs to be refined. So that needs to make its way over to this farm somehow. That's what I'm wondering what to do. We could go over the top and down. But here's what I'm thinking. Eventually, we're going to have a hopper right there, right? For the next row up. And that would sit behind the liquefier. It's going to dump out liquid resin. Could we run a belt underneath that? Or it might have to go... Might have to go like this. Boom. And then down. That all needs to be refined too. Somehow that needs to make it into this liquid resin farm. This is the fully refined stuff. We need to kind of join up with this belt here. Hmm. We could do something like... It's going to be ugly. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. If we did something like this... Show you what I'm thinking. Boom. Right? It just kind of joins onto this belt. This whole wall, this whole row going up to however many we have. Probably, what, 3, 4, maybe 5? 5 sets would feed their liquid resin down to this belt. And then this would just scale out in this direction for as many refiners as we needed. And that would handle that whole load. Then we got to think about what are these... If we have refiners over on the sides here also going, boom, you know, rows of these, how are they going to hook into all this? Are they going to hook into that belt there? Maybe. That could work. Yeah, that could work. And then we just scale this out. Hopefully our belts won't become a limitation. The production is pretty darn slow. Just trying to think. This row would take care of that. Ooh, I just heard somebody mean. Is that the... I think I heard the hive mind make a noise. Grunting. This whole wall's got to feed in somewhere. Maybe that's going to feed into this belt as well. This whole wall is going to feed into somewhere. Although we've got an option to branch out on this side. We got a little more space. Oh, man. Not sure how to do it. Again, this all ties into where we want those other ones to feed in. Those ones from the tunnel. Let's take a look at the spacing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then our block. Just want to see what this is going to look like. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not measuring out exactly, right? I'm just kind of ballparking. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Meaning, I mean, I could count the whole height and then divide it by X numbers or something. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. But that's too much work. That could do it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One's a little high. But if we wanted to, we could go up that high. It would still be kind of reasonable. Yeah, I hear our hive mind kind of grunting in there. Just kind of working through the design here. That seems reasonable. It may be way more than we need. And we may not actually be able to pump enough power into the hive mind agitator. We could always put another hive mind agitator as well. There's a little trick to doing that because they each need their own cutoff valve. Each hive mind agitator is going to need its own power shutoff. So we would have to stack another laser wall kind of just behind the first one if we wanted to make that work, which I think is where we're going to go. But all of this nonsense is for me to figure out how I want to route our resin from the tunnel side. I got to get over here and get back up so I can see. Got some stairs here, makeshift stairs. This one, I do need to count. Let's see how wide this thing is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count at 28. I could be wrong. 28. So 28 would be 4 things of 5 would be 20. Let's see. I'm at the same height as that one, right? See if this works with 2 spaces in between. I could be doing the math wrong. Always a little harder when you're recording. Math anxiety spikes. This isn't right. Not quite. Not quite. How can we do it? We don't need them this close together. Let's see. We've got, I think, 1, 2, 3. A margin of 3 on that wall. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Ooh, we don't want that. Quickly patch that. 5. And then what's the middle of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, of course. Not going to work. A 12. Okay. 12. So that leaves 7 that we've got to distribute. Oh, that's annoying. 7 blank ones. So let's do this. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doop. Doop. That's going to be our setup for this wall. We have a gap of 3 on the left and a gap of 4 on the right. And maybe we can justify that by putting a belt or something down here. And then we said 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, all this right now, I mean, I'm kind of mocking it up just so I can see how it's going to look. But I want to find a reasonably looking place to route the liquid resin that's coming down from the tunnel. That's what I'm stewing over. It's got to make its way over to our refining farm, which is going to be out that way. We know we're going to have storage containers kind of inset here. That's where they're going to be. They're going to be dumping out liquid resin, unrefined liquid resin. So we could, let's see, we could put a belt down that way. And maybe like this coming across. All right, I can tear it up later. And like I said, somehow it's got to kind of come down here. Get this one placed. And then again, there's going to be a hopper in here. I don't like placing it upside down, but we're at where we're at. And then you're going to go down, if I can see you. And should it traverse this little stem and come off? Little stem here. I can't come straight down just because this is all in the way. Right, we got that power thermic generator kind of, I can't even show you. This one's in the way, otherwise we'd run a belt kind of straight down. We got to kind of make these little spikes to come out. How could we do that so it looks better? That one's not going to be here. It's actually going to be behind. So we could place it. Boom. Do we just want to shoot out straight from that thing? What's on top? Just don't want infused coal dumping out inadvertently on our belt that's trying to deliver liquid resin. That's why I'm trying to kind of poke out a little bit. Just to know that we're safe. Let's see, where are those going to be? Back up. Let me get out of here if I can. I'm stuck. Path out. Let's see what we're going to be dealing with here. It's going to be, I think we're going to have 2 hoppers, right? Yeah, let's just make sure we're in the clear. That's going to be our coal coming through, our infused coal. We just want to make sure that this liquid resin belt doesn't touch or get near these hoppers. Otherwise, we're going to have a mess on our hands. That's why I was kind of thinking of coming down a bit. We could go... I kind of like the way it is. Could be different. But this just feels safe in terms of not having the belt get mixed up with different product. Boom. Right, infused coal comes across. Fine liquid resin comes down. So you need... work this a little bit different. Right, not that. Right. Like that. And then we'll have a stripe coming all the way down. We'll do the same thing on this one. But we don't need to do it all right here. Let's try to get this one done though. Just so we can kind of see the pattern. I can come up higher. I can come up even higher. We said wall here. Belt. Conveyor coming at us. For what? 2? Is it 3? 1, 2, 3, I guess. And then down. I believe that's it. Then you guys join up. Like so. Boom. I'm okay with that. I think that's going to be just fine. Kind of like it. Opinions will vary, I'm sure. But I kind of like it. And then what that allows us to do is have these side ones. Take a look. Get a better view here. These side ones are going to dump onto this belt. Belt. Kind of want like that. Oh, took one too many. You look here. That looks right. Yeah, these guys will dump on and hook into here. Bunch of liquid resin to be refined. It's off into one big long row of refining. Solar powered refining. And then the outputs of that'll somehow shoot over this way and back into storage. That is the plan. Or back to the original challenge. Because this whole side is going to feed here, this resin farm, and we can scale it out once it's down here. And then this whole side over here, foreseeably, is going to feed into all the resin that this center column is producing. I'm wondering if we should just go over the top with the tunnel stuff. Both sides of the tunnel. Have that come up over the top of the roof and then feed into this middle channel. That's what I'm leaning towards. Try and distribute the load. Mostly going to be a function of belt throughput. And that assumes we can generate enough liquid resin. We can pump up this hive mind in there to produce enough hard resin to keep everything, fully saturated. That may not be the case. We've got another hive mind in the distance right there. We can build a farm on, and there's another one close by, straight ahead, right there that we can put a farm on, and they can all potentially leverage a huge solar refining area that's all solar powered to refine that liquid resin. So that's kind of the idea, clearing out this space. I'll have to put some more auto excavators out here to clear this out. That's kind of the idea. We'll plug that hole. So yeah, I think we're going to end up routing this across the ceiling, across the roof. So if we go up top, we're almost done with this episode. No, it's kind of a long, slow episode, but we're planning. If I do all this off camera, then all I'll be doing is showcasing what I got done every episode. Or what's been done between episodes every time. I don't want to do that. I think we'll put one more bank up here. Boom, boom. And we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 banks on this side. We'll route their refined resin up top, all the way up. We'll do the same thing on this far side. Oh man, that's dangerous, huh? Let's see. Can I get a platform? Oh man, good call. The right height. Shot. Oh. Knew it was bound to happen, right? Knew it was bound to happen. And we can just walk into the corner and shame, apparently. Let's just head over here. We can kind of see what we're going to do. But yeah, on this side, we'll set up the same 4 banks of ablaters, liquefiers. Run the liquefied resin across the roof. Maybe join those 2 supplies up on the roof. And then have them feed down this middle column. Boom. Just like this stripe here on the right. We'll have a big old belt going down to this column. And that'll be at the very top. It'll get fed from the tunnel. We just saw there's one going by, a liquid resin. Not exactly saturating the belt here. Liquefied or refined liquid resin. What that is. All right, let's call it an episode here. Next episode, let's do it. We're going to work in this area for a bit. I'm thinking we should get this operation going. Again, we're kind of on a cycle where our central power hub, our CPH, is just getting taken out on the regular. Probably every 4 or 5 attacks that come through, it gets taken out, reboots, increases the count of times that we've quote-unquote lost. I want to put an end to that. And one of the first ingredients here is this liquid resin. So we'll work on this next episode. For now, this is Glidercat. And thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoy this series on FortressCraft Evolved. This is kind of becoming one of my favorite factory games. I like the size of the machines. And just the scale, as you can see. You can take it as far as you want. You know, obviously we could complete the game a lot faster if we went quite a bit messier and more compact and I didn't worry about excavating huge areas and stuff, but kind of like how this is shaping up. Kind of like it a lot, actually. I hope you're enjoying it. Special thanks to patrons and Glidercat channel members. Really appreciate your support. What makes this content possible. Deeply appreciate it. There's links to support the channel if you are interested in doing so. Not a lot of FortressCraft Evolved content on the internet or on YouTube from what I can see lately. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy this series. I will see you all in the next one.